Hi guys, SpartanDee here. Today we will be talking about Mod 16's recent current tank Vanguard build, or at least mine. Anyway, um, how do I start this? I want to talk about kind of like the gears and the enchants that you want to run, but with the changes that are coming with, say, successor gears, as well as things that are unavailable, well, not unavailable, they're pretty expensive right now. I'm referring to the Alpha Compy Companion, which gives you 4% more power. But through the grapevine, I hear that they will be releasing it soon. So look out for that. I am predicting it'll be in the trade bar, but that's just my opinion. There's no source for that. So I guess without further ado, we will just talk about things that we can control. For example, the build. Now, I know I'm a Vanguard, first and foremost, but I don't believe there is a better. Well, I guess you can mix and match with the other stats, but the main two that you should be looking at is strength and constitution. More HP, AP, and then strength obviously is damage. And everything is about power nowadays in mod 16. So I spent all of my strength and constitution there. You are, by all means, if you want to go for dexterity or whatever, that's up to you, but this is how I do my build. Just quick look through my stats. Basically, for content, it's 66,000 stats is a cap, I believe, for most things, not all. Things I've got a note here, my book. So things like combat advantage is 118k. This is Lair of Mad Mage, by the way. Content is 66k, whereas Lair of the Mad Mage cap is at 68k for most things. So combat advantage is 118,000 in Lair of Mad Mage. Critical avoidance is 73,000 and awareness is at 78,000. This is just speculation. They did say that it might actually still be 68k, so take that with a bit of salt. Now, as you can see, I have most things at cap. Obviously, the hardest ones for me is critical avoidance, deflection, and awareness. These are the three defensive stats that I still need to cap, and I'm working towards that. This is by far not the and not it's not the best I can get currently. In fact, I felt hesitant to share this build because it's not done yet, but I've been asked by people, and people actually did ask me, and it's not, oh, people ask me. No, people do ask me about this build, and so this is a video to kind of like share to you guys. So just a quick look through at my gears. Mostly successor. I do have a successor gear here, but I opted that over. I opted this Robes of the Last Prophet over the successor because of the bonus. Successor only has Gladiator's Guard, which increases my defense stats. Excuse me. Whereas Robes of the Last Prophet, as you can see on the second window there, it is Gladiator's Might, which increases my power. Now, if I swap back to the Last Prophet, I have more than enough defense here. I should be aiming at 68, but because of all the gears that I have, it's overcapped without even me trying. So it's nothing I can do about it. I guess I could swap out my defensive what you call them, enchantments. Yeah, this one doesn't have defense, and for purpose. I'm trying to up my awareness, critical avoidance, and deflect. My deflect is almost there. It's content right now, as in it's 66, but I do run LOMs a lot, and obviously for my gears. Um, and then I have two of the rings here. They do stack, I believe. I think I need to hit something first. Also, what else can I talk about? Protege shirt and pants for me, I believe, is the business slots. Um, because of their bonuses as well. I could swap to an ebony stained assault shirt for the 3%, but I will talk about my other build, my DPS build, Dreadnought build later on if we got time. What else? That's about it. Enchants, I put in for utilities, you know, normal, Fae, Dragon Hordes, Timoris, and what else is there? Yeah, I put a brutal there because I actually wanted to put in a tactical, but I put my tactical in my whatchamacallit those burnish sets for another reason. Then I have what else? What else do I have? Dragon Horse I already mentioned. Yeah, those just the normal utilities, the 4 utilities I believe. Oh, for offense I put in Radiance as high as possible. For defense, I'm going with Demonic, I believe, for the stats as well as the IL. I do need to tweak it a little bit. Like the offense with Radiance, I should use something that could up my awareness and my critical avoidance as well as my deflect, but not too much. Just till I hit cap. And that's about it, I think. If you see here, as I mentioned in my ME video, overloads, you can put in a greater here, which is better than a lesser. And then I got these for free-ish, so I decided to put this in for like trash mobs. But you could put in a frosted glyph, which gives you 1,000 power, as well as a greater, which I believe gives you 800 power, if not 1,000. I think at the top of my head it's 1,800 power, so an extra 1,800 power there. For consumables, I go for power rank 6. There is actually a power rank 9. Oh god, 9. If I can get the right thing. Yeah, this would be the best, I believe, currently in this mod. 2,500. Yeah, that's about, I don't know how much is that. 5,700 per potion. So I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe when I really need to up my power, then I'd go for that. Then the next one is Watermelon Sorbet. It is actually dependent on your current stats, so that's why it may not be 10,847 power for you guys. This is made during the summer event, so all these are probably people who's like desperate, quite cheap, who's kind of like stocked it up since then. I know I will when summer event comes around. Right, you. What else? Oh yeah, and also I think I had the buff earlier, but it's gone now. If you click on your invocation or use it, it rotates between other stats, but the ones that you want is the hammer one, which gives you 2,000 power. And there's one more. Yeah, the empowered chain of scales is the same thing. Rotate it until you hit, for example, right now I've got critical severity even. So if I click that, again, the deflect severity, that's fine, doesn't matter. I'm not going into a LOM or anything right now. So yeah, just keep on getting it. Those are like the best things that you could kind of like in terms of buff that you can do for yourself. I got my Trobriand set here. I believe it's the best one. It's 5% more damage and 5% more tankiness to you, so it kind of fits. Oh, just to kind of like, this is my base power, but I can get up to 240,000 power with if the conditions are right. That means kind of like my dailies are up, my companions, procs, what else? Things like Shepherd's Devotion. What else is there? Cavalry's Warning. This will like up my power, basically. Have a quick look. Um, they're not all sorry, dominance or prosperity, because they're quite expensive. I do have a build, my DPS build, that has all dominances in them, but they're pretty expensive. So I'm actually working, and this is the mantra that you should be like chanting to yourself every day. I'm getting stronger. And what I mean by that is just do your 80 caps every day, 100k daily. Um, you know, the 80 equals um, upgrading power, enchants, press wards, coalesce wards, stones. What else is there? Enchanting stones and marks, what have you that you need 80 for. So every day, just kind of like slowly build it up. I actually spent a million yesterday, I believe, just to upgrade this Star of Cimmeril, if I can find it. I don't know why it's not in my favorites. I guess it's a different build, therefore it changes. And the reason why I went for Star Cimmeril is there are, I believe, 4 augments that gives you power, and Cimmeril is one of them. Let's see if I can mention these quickly. Bullet Pup is one, I believe. Yeah, Bullet Pup. Star Cimmeril, which I am using currently. Baby Polar Bear. This one. So that's 3. And was it this one? No, I know there's at least one more. Can't remember top of my head. I don't think it was a mighty. That's not a mighty one. What is this? This is the, yeah. I don't know, guys. Sorry. I believe there are 4. Can't remember the other one, unfortunately. It is an augment. Deep Crow? No, it's not Deep Crow. Maybe it's the Owlbear. No, it's not the Owlbear. I don't know. Sorry. Those are the 3 that I know of, like for right now. Um, so I've gone for the star because of the stats, which are power, crit, avoidance, and awareness, which I'm lacking currently. And those are then supplemented by the bondings times 3, and currently empowered in all offense slots. Excuse me. They're all rank 14s right now. They're not rank 15s yet. And this is my DPS build, but I won't talk about him right now. Maybe the burnish set for a bit. The burnish set is good. I mean, all of them are good, really. Alabaster Washer, burnish set. Excuse me. They have their own purposes. For example, this one would be a good boss one. If I slot in a Holy Avenger, that will proc the bonus as well. If it heals for 15%, or if I get hit for 15%. So, and it's good for, what is that? 5%, 10% more power, 5% more power for 10 seconds. It happens in the fight, so that's good. With this getup that I have here, I can hit about 28% plus damage. What is it? Where is it? I'm looking for the your melee powers do 3% more damage. Is it here actually? Outgoing damage? Outgoing damage? Physical damage boost? Yeah, I think it's more than that. It's more than 6. Especially if I use my if I can hit the thing. Oh well, that's a bit disappointing. I'm pretty sure it's more, to be honest. Okay, why did it stop? Why did I stop hitting? Wow, that's weird. Usually I could keep on hitting. See, he stops. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just by looking the calculations. 5. Is it 5? This one is when you kill an enemy. Okay, 5 plus 3. Fearbringers, another 3. I am actually taking this into account now. The burner set. Oh wait, I don't. It doesn't. It just increases my power. Never mind. Plus 3. And I don't believe these gears do. No. These do though. So plus 6. And the shirt does. Plus 3. And is that it? Is there any more? According to this is 23, but I believe I get 5% more from where? Can't remember now. Was it the ring? Or was it the wyverns? 12 more damage. 12% more damage. I suppose. Oh, I forgot these. My mighty sets. Now, this is for you guys who don't see the set bonus. As the owner, I get to see the set bonus, but if you link it in chat and hover over it, it doesn't show. But there it is. The effect, it says that you get plus 1% outgoing damage and heal, and negative 1% incoming damage, and this effect stacks up to 10 times. It actually only stacks up to 5 times, so I will just add 5%. So there you have it. 40% more damage with this loadout. Power may not be as high, but I believe things like Staff of Flowers and etc. and buffs and from other people, I guess, I don't know, it won't even matter. Ideally you want to reach 200,000 power in order to get the kind of like best damage possible coming out of your gears, but unfortunately that's not how fighters are built in this mod. So yeah, if you want to learn how to get the longsword and or the mighty sets, it's actually CDA season. You can, and I believe, did I make a video about it? Maybe not. I will probably do a video on how to get those quickly in less time than normal, I guess, conventional way. What else? Moving on. So for this build, generally you want to go for these two. This is just for movement speed, combat superiority. I believe my artifact enhanced cleave, as well as enhanced power, critical sev. Actually, would I want to change that? Critical sev is alright. I don't think I've capped. Critical severity is, I believe they were saying about 130%. I'm not sure. It could be unlimited. The devs did say it was unlimited, but somehow I doubt that. Anyway, running at will's shield bash, guarded strike. No, that's not the right one. Cleave, as well as tide of iron. The reason why I do that is because I have a feat for that, I believe. Force right now. Gains, no, not that one. Rising tide. Yeah. So cleave is the only at will that does multiple targets. So if you do a Tide of Iron there, you see this circle on my at will cleave. This increases damage that your at will does. So, and if you link that with combat superiority, which is after you do a power, you get more damage, and then you do that, and you get more at will damage after doing a daily or a power. Tide of Iron, at will. Daily, Tide of Iron, at will. That's kind of like your bread and butter. Other people might suggest other at wills, but these two combos, Tide of Iron and Cleave, is what I use for that extra damage. You don't really do damage at wills nowadays as a fighter anyway. It's more about cooldown reductions, and they took that out. So things like this proteges for action points and encounter powers is kind of like the way you want to do that. Enable you to do more encounters and dailies as fast as possible. What else? So powers, knee breaker for single target, bull charge always on. I never use the shield throw. Anvil of Doom is one of the most, if not the most, damaging ability that you have is as a fighter. So I would always permanently slot these two. And I do believe it's momentum. It's the other build. Doesn't matter. These are the feats that I use. I don't really feel either of these two are particularly great, but I do use dig in quite often to kind of like counter bosses' attacks or mobs or red OEs, and they do proc a what you call those a feat, a campaign. What is it? Campaign boon, which I'll talk in a bit. Enforced threat. This is for trash mobs, and it goes with staying power to kind of get the threat and aggro. Particularly good during party, kind of like dungeon runs. It's not particularly heavy attacking. However, you have to look at the added effect of it causing a negative 10,000 stats to all targets that it hits. So basically, awareness is linked with a counter to critical strike, meaning the less awareness that your target has, the more critical strike and the more critical damage that your party members can do to them. So yes, you can use it for bosses as well. Bosses with ads, bosses single target, it's fine. I actually wouldn't mind doing that. I never use knights anymore, line breaker either. Iron Warrior for me is situational. I believe if you're having to tank, say, an essence boss, that those are the ones that are summoned from MEs using the essences. I might swap to these, but generally speaking, in all my successful ME runs, I don't tank. I do not tank the bosses. I just run away from the bosses, or at least tank when I feel confident that I can take the hits and that the healer has enough divinity or the OP has enough divinity to cover my ass. But otherwise, stay clear. What else? I do use it for Trobians during the last, as in the last boss for Lair of the Mad Mage. So yeah, this is kind of like the third choice. I mean, first threat first, maybe single target is Knee Breaker, and the last one would be Iron Warrior. So I usually just, if I'm soloing, I probably just go Knee Breaker for the DPS. Knight's Valor, Knight's Valor, how the mighty have fallen. This is only covering the one person in your party that's next to you, and you don't even get to choose. It's just like, I don't know, if there's two people the same distance, it will just randomly choose between the two. It may not even choose the one that has the lowest defense or hit points. So it's so random. I used to use this for second boss in their Mad Mage. Not anymore because of the randomness. It hits everyone anyway, so it's kind of useless. Earthshaker, no. Second Wind is kind of like Fighter's Recovery from the previous mod. So I always slot this in. It's not as good as pre-mod 16, but it's still good. Especially for the lifesteal, it still has kind of like a lifesteal. The more damage that you do, the more HP that you can lifesteal back. Determination is also another situational daily. I do use it for Acturia, for example. If we need that extra DPS, I don't need to so much anymore because I hit like 190 base power almost now. Um, yeah, if I had my boons and I will always use my consumables for power, then I'll hit about 190 thousand power. Um, so yeah, but if I do need, if I'm like carrying or I have to kill 2 or 3 mimics in my corner, I will use determination and then swap back to bladed rampart when it's on. It's like 2 minute cooldown because of this feat here. I believe, where is it? Which one is it? I don't know. There's a feat here that, yeah, determination allows blocking most attacks without the use of stamina, but 180-second cooldown is imposed. So you can actually swap to a different daily when it's on cooldown, and then kind of like swap back if the 2 minutes have already gone. Bladed Rampart now is one of my go-to dailies. It lasts for a while. Not only that, it deflects damage, and if you are item skilled in this game, this damage is actually um, the damage that they do to you, as in the mobs, and then it converts it to reflect damage. So basically, they're killing themselves with this daily, and you just stand there and just pop the daily, and then they die. Phalanx is also situational. The only time that I use this is actually during second boss of Laird Mad Mage at the Boar Worm, and you sit on the platform so you don't get like stunned or CC'd by the rocks that falls from the ceiling, and then you can basically cover everyone. I do sometimes use this for the third boss after the fourth pillar is gone, because sometimes it goes over 50%, and that's when people start dying. So the more defense that you have, the better it is. This is mechanics, which is for everyone. I mentioned this earlier. If I was to fight, say, Acturia or Crobrian, I would swap to this instead of the Greater Endurance, and I will swap to Anvil of Challenge instead of Combat Superiority. It's Combat Superiority, I believe. No, not even Acturia. I may switch to it when I need more DPS, but this will save the team more, so I would go for that. This is just to get the aggro when you're doing Anvil of Doom on a target, which includes bosses. So if you wanna like grab instant aggro, just Anvil of Doom them with this feat on. The rest, not so much. This is situational, but I rarely use this. I just go for shield talent and just do dig-ins or shield up until my stamina is down, and then it'll just like go back up. I've already talked about feats. General, you don't really need to talk about that. Boons wise, have a look. For me, I believe this could be anything that you need to be to get to cap, but I put all mostly on power, mostly on HP. I guess I could have gone for critical avoidance as well as awareness and deflect, but I felt that I need to get the kind of like unlimited dump stats, power and HP anywhere I can get. So kind of like hope on my enchants and maybe my gears to cover the caps. So I went with this. Power and HP, maybe awareness, maybe critical sev. But the most important one is this. Focused retaliation. This is a godsend for fighters, I tell you. The more encounters that you do on a target, it actually kind of like stacks on top of each other. It doesn't stack per se, but I don't know. There's this kind of like stacking ish effect that happens when you like kind of like spam all your powers on the same target. There is a 10-second, I believe, or says here 15 seconds. So decrease the accuracy, decrease the armor penetration, and decreasing armor penetration is so weird in this mod. It actually not reduces their attack power, but their offensive power. So instead of armor penetration, it kind of like reduces their defense. I don't know. I tested this with Rust Monster. It actually does the same thing. Instead of reducing their armor penetration, it actually reduces their defenses. I don't know. Anyway, so at rank 1, decreases target's armor penetration or defense. Rank 2 is target's accuracy. I don't know if that actually affects anything else, defensively or offensively for them. And mirrors all incoming damage back to attacker. Well, which is what fighters do anyway, especially with the bladed rampart. So with focus retaliation, this is the one that saves your ass when you're killing mimics, because when you're spamming, when you're keeping all your dailies and encounters for the mimics, and when it does happen, when they do appear and you just spam all your like knee breaker, anvil, it's like not even a full rotation and they just die. But the problem is your cooldowns then won't allow you to do that, so you kind of have to at will as well as encounter and daily sparingly, or just use your judgment. I say right now there's a Gond event, so grab yourself a doohickey. It will give you that extra push while you're like going towards your mimic. You can just throw it at a distance at mid or long range, and that can actually mean the difference between having a mimic and a golem. So do take that in mind. That's about it from here. Power, I don't need defense, so hit points, mounts, and we don't really do PvP. That's just there as a placeholder. Holder. Okay, fighters. I want to talk about enhancements because this is where we kind of lose with against CWs and all those like DPS classes, but it can still work. So grab a companion with potency, is it? Yeah, potency. There is a thing called, what is it? Potency? Perfect potency? Potent precision, and there's precision, which kind of makes me think that there might be potency, which is more power. I haven't seen it. I don't have a lot of legendary. I have a few, 3, 4, I believe. I don't remember if I've got more. I got a lot of purples. All right, I got a deep crow there. I know I got a deep crow, legendary deep crow. So yeah, I mean, I need 2 more to kind of like get all 5 legendaries. But there might be potency. I don't know. Currently, it gives you 2,000 power when you get hit. When you or your companion gets hit. Chance on hit. Oh, okay, it's just you. Okay, for your first offense slot, Baby Deep Crow. At Legendary, it'll give you 8,000 power. This is... Oh god. I did not mean to do that. Oh, I guess I'll have to change it later on. Legendary Deep Crow. It's gonna be annoying. It's all my other loadouts has different companions, especially my XP gains one. Oh well. Legendary Deep Crow. Sorry, a Legendary Deep Crow gives you 8,000 in the utility slots or defense slots. That's 8,000. I'll put it here. 8,000. Bam. Plus 2,000 from potency. Oh, that's 200. You know what? I'll do it again. 8,000 plus 2,000 is 10,000, obviously. Then you have your Minstrel. Now, my Minstrel currently, I believe, is at purple. If I can find him. seriously, I've got like 50 odd. God damn it, 50 odd companions. So I know I put him under favorites, but it's still a lot of companions to go through. Um, Minstrel is here. No, that's the Harper Bard. It's the Minstrel. No, that's not a Minstrel. Minstrel should be around down this way somewhere. Yeah, they have same logos. Minstrel, currently at purple. I need 1,000,080 to make him legendary, but at purple, he's already giving me 3,000 power. I'm assuming it's 4,000, so let's just put 4,000 plus the 10,000 earlier. I don't know why I deleted. Then the mighty Ewan Stone of Might, I believe is its name. Can find it. I think it's this one. It's this one. No, that's Blackstone. Right. Ewan Stone of Might. It's also at purple, but at legendary, I would assume it's 3,000 power. I guess. I don't know. It's 1,000 to. Let's take it at 2,000 because I'm just guesstimating right now. Then you have the Allure. Instone of Allure, I believe if this is it. Yeah. And it's also at purple, and it gives me 1,500 right now. I'll put it as 2,000. So 18,000 extra power at legendary. Oh, of course, the last one. This one, I believe, is also at purple. Storm Riders. The reason why I'm using Storm Riders and not the other ones, there are other companions, I believe, that gives you power. There's also your Jimbo, but he only gives you like 2,000. There's Wiggins that gives you 3,000 power. But these guys are situational. Let me just quickly check. Wiggins, where are you? It's this one. No, almost. All these icons, I have to kind of like memorize them. I believe he was one of my under my favorites. Let me just check favorites. Luddy do day do. Wiggins? Yeah, here we go. He can give you 3,000 power. Is that Vistani? Looks like it's Vistani. Why can't I move it? Yeah, that's Vistani. La di do de do. Is it this one? This is Kenku. Yeah, Kenku. La la la. So hard to memorize. That's the Storm Raider. I believe this is Wiggins. Yeah. Wiggins give you 3,000 power, but only if you've been in combat for 30 seconds. So things can pop on and off. So I prefer the Storm Raider over Wiggins for just that simple reason that it's more of a flat power. It's 1,000 less, but it's only because she's at purple. If she was at no, she's not even at purple, she's at blue. Okay, I need to up her soon. To legendary, I'm assuming it'll be 4,000. So yeah, so if I was to add 4,000 to this 18,000, it's 22,000 extra. Now, of course, there's always the off compy, which gives you 4%. If I was to have, say, let's just assume that I get 200,000 power, and then 4% of that is 208. It'll give me an extra 8,000 power. That is only when it's at green. I believe legendary gives you 6, so it'll be, I don't know, 10,000 extra power. You can always go for what's the raptor here? Companion part of pack. At legendary, it'll give you 2,000. So 5 people who has raptors of the pack will give you 10,000 power for everyone. So it's way higher than 8,000, but everybody has to have it. So that's kind of like the trade-off. Some classes can have the baby D crow as well as the raptors, so that's it works for them. But if not everyone has the raptor, it's no point slotting it in because deep crow still gives you a lot more power. So that's that power from companions. I wish I had an alpha compy, but I don't have one yet. I'm actually collecting my trade bars now so that I'll be able to have it then. Um, so when I'm doing LOM, or especially at Arcturia, I will slot this in for 7.5% more power. So that's how I can hit like 240,000. But generally speaking, I just go with Swarm so that people can have increased damage. Kind of like back to the Dreadnought. So if I remember, it was like what 40% plus the 5. Sorry, for plus the 7.5% from here, it'll be 47.5, almost 50% more damage when I have all the conditions right. Dominant Force Legendary gives you 10,000 power. This one is 5. The one that I have slot in is 10,000. I'm pretty sure most legendary uh, mounts have it, so aim for that if you want like to squeeze every little bit of power out of your mounts. Again, like I showed earlier, you can have all dominance if you wanted to, but to acquire all dominance at legendary is gonna take you a lot of effort. So, and then it may not be the perfect kind of like set bonuses that you need. It's not running on the legendary mounts that I have, so I kind of like uh, I mean, this versus this is seems way prettier to me, but that's just a personal opinion. Plus, you need a bit of prosperity into your stats anyway. I can actually go up to 530,000. Then I'm not sure how much I can get it now because I believe did it change? Yeah, this is all prosperity. They're not all at legendary, but mostly at legendary. That's for my like experience gains. Yeah, it's not very high in terms of HP, but it's possible to get all prosperity or all dominance or a mix of both. It's fine. I can live with this kind of like bonuses. Uh, these two, Sharpish Devotion, Cavalry's Warning, is the two most important ones because they're the ones that give buffs, especially in power. Um, Not all in power. I guess Cavalry's Warning is an increased 1,000 power to all ratings to yourself. Okay, I guess I was wrong. But this is the one that gives your teammates defense and movement speed by 10%. So it's a buff. Huh. Critical healing, Wondrous Fortune for RP, and I believe that's it really. Like I said, there's always room for improvement. Just for this video's sake, it's going almost for 45 minutes here. I'm just gonna waste pots. You know what? I will buy one at 9. I don't think they have it. I don't think they sell it like one. Just want to try. Ooh, they have a plus one. Okay, if I can see it. It's being blocked by my face. 2875. I'm not about to spend 100,000 on pots that I'm just using for the sake of this. Nah, I don't have enough anyway. I already spent 1 million earlier. Never mind. Imagine that is plus 2,875 for our videos purposes. 10,000 here. I'm gonna see if I can proc the hammer. There we go. And then the next one that I want to proc is actually this. But if it doesn't proc the power, if you see here, it's 2,100 power. I don't want to wait 10 minutes for it to proc the right one. And I got critical stuff. Never mind. Just imagine this is an additional, what was it? This is only 1,000, so additional 1,875, I believe it was 2,875, right? For the +1 at rank 9. So that's that, and also 2,100 from that. I'll just 188,634 plus 1,875 plus what was it? 210. Sorry, 2,100. I would hit 192,000 power basically, but for the purposes of this video, it's gonna attack this. Gonna proc my daily. Oh, I don't have a daily. Oh well, silly me. It's gonna ruin it. You know what? I'm just gonna wait. 192. Because if I had a staff of flowers, which unfortunately I don't have, I'd swap probably this one or this one, because they both don't have power in them. Or I could swap ones with power, but I kind of like it being the mod 16 artifact. So basically I'll swap one of these for a staff of flowers. You know, they should call it staff of power instead. I don't know why. I'm just waiting for my daily to pop. Actually, you know what? I should use this daily. There you go. 10 seconds there. We can wait, right? Oh, you know what? Swap to this as well. Might as well. There's nothing else that will add anyway. Okay, so here we go. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That. 194. Self buff. I'm glowing. I think 193 was it 194 was the highest that we gotten, right? So anyway, thank you for watching. It's pretty lengthy. I'm sorry about that. But as with all builds, I want to explain every single thing so that you can understand. If you don't understand anything or you got questions about how to get something that I was showing in the video, just comment or I guess PM me in game. I don't know. I'm not gonna say no unless I'm busy. So just go and do that, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So peace. Thanks for watching.